Okay, I'm back. I've calmed down a bit. I'm surprised that you decided to click on and join me for this journey. I assume that many people were disappointed that I didn't shit all over 110's Cheerios, but I'm sorry. Okay, the show is still the show. Like I said, aggregate, it's still trash. But I I I can't hate on something that is not terrible. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me. I can't I can't hate something that much. But um I'm just gonna get right into this episode because somehow this episode gets even crazier than the other episode. You'll see why in a moment. So, starting off, right, we saw in the last episode that Frieza had basically kidnapped Goku. And it looks like he's about to kill Goku. And, well, I mean, he doesn't. He basically does what. The reason why he said that this reminds me of Namek when he kidnapped him is because remember that Goku gave his energy to Frieza, but then Frieza tried to use it to kill him, and then Goku just fucking Kamehameha'd him into the planet. Yeah, that happened. That was sad times for Frieza. Anyway, he gave him his energy because he knew he was low. And I mean, let's be real, right? The only reason why Frieza is even doing this is because, you know, he's Frieza. Like, he doesn't actually give a fuck about Goku. He's using Goku as a tool. That's the reason why he helped him with the Spirit Bomb a couple episodes back in 109, right? And that's the reason why he's giving him his energy now. Because he like, here's the way, he's like, I don't want to fight Jiren, okay? Jiren is a fucking savage. Jiren is a monster. There's no way I'm beating that nigga. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you my energy, and you're gonna beat that nigga for me. Cool? Cool. So, like I said, he shared his energy with them. And I'm guessing in the future, sometime in the future, right? I'm guessing that Goku is eventually going to beat Jiren because this is Dragon Ball and Goku's the main character. I'm guessing that after Goku does this, this is going to be the point where Frieza is going to betray Universe 7. I get a feeling the instant that Jiren goes down and there is no one in his way because okay, I'm not gonna say anything further because that episode just came out. Anyway, there's going to be no one else that can beat him at that point, and Goku is going to be probably low on energy from beating Jiren's ass. He's probably just going to try to take out everybody. I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. This is just a theory on my part. But I feel like he might still just try to take out Goku at least. Maybe. Alright, so finally, motherfuckers, we finally got to the fight that we've all been waiting for. We said, we wanted to see this fight between Hit and Jiren, right? We're like, yo, Hit, yo, we want to see our man go in. Let's see what he gets. And holy shit. Oh, this man starts off the fight, and Jiren is already spinning this nigga like a Beyblade. Oh no. Oh no. This is no bueno. And Jiren is laying the everlasting smackdown on Hit. He, like, literally, he tried to use time skip, and already Jiren was like, just like, no. Like, fuck you. No, your time skip can suck dick. Like, I'm sorry, this shit's not gonna work on me. So he's giving him straight hands, and Hit eventually uses his ability of time skip to basically hide in a separate space. Because of course, when he does time skip, he's not stopping time. I think I might have said that. No, actually no. The writer said that, Kunchi said that shit, that you may stop time. I never said that. He doesn't actually stop time with time skip. That's not how that works, right? He actually skips time, and he takes that aggregate time that he has skipped, and he uses that to, you know, that basically is what, funds all of his abilities. Like, that's what gives those abilities power. So, he created a separate space that he's created to hide in by storing the time he skipped, like I just said. But somehow, Jiren was able to detect Hit while he was in another dimension. You don't understand how fucking OP Jiren is. Like, this guy is so OP that not only was he unaffected by time skip, and he only saw it this once, right? This man can detect you even if you're in another dimension from him. How? Even, like, even Chopper's like, what? How? How do you even... Bro. And then he completely adapted to the times, as directly stated by Hit. He's still beating this man's ass. Hit can't do shit. Right? But they go away from the fight after Hit just smashes to them rocks. And finally, we see these goddamn Namekians that have been hiding this entire time from Universe 6. We finally see these guys. And it appears that Goku has let down his guard again. I'm not sure if he actually did or not. He may have been focusing and let down his guard, or he might have already known that those guys are behind him and knew that Gohan and Piccolo were going to help him. Because when Gohan and Piccolo came behind to help, right, Goku didn't even turn around. So I can't tell if that's because Goku zoned out because he was focusing on trying to find openings on Jiren, and let his guard down, or he knew they were behind him, but he just decided to continue to focus on his task because he knew Gohan and Piccolo were nearby. I don't know. I mean, it's just, like, usually I get pissed off at the he let his guard down trope, but, like, at this point, like, for this, I'm going to let it go, if that is true. Only because he is desperately trying to find a way to beat Jiren, who is seemingly literally invincible. Like, this, fuck when I said Jiren is, like, if Goku beats Jiren, he would be, like, in the top 25. No. Goku would be in the top 10 fighters. Like, Jiren is literally one of the top 10 fighters in the multiverse. You're going to see why in a moment. But I'm telling you, for sure, this is not headcanon. I am 100% sure. I don't even need... Okay, this is headcanon. I'm sorry. This is headcanon. But I am 100% sure that this will be solidified. That Jiren is in the top 10 of fighters in the multiverse. That's not a god. Like, easily top 10. I cannot imagine there are, like, dozens of more people more powerful than Jiren. If there is, that is fucking insane. But we're gonna go, we're gonna go over that in a bit, right? Sadly, Piggy is still here, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I'm wasting your time again bringing up Piggy. But Vegeta won't go Super Saiyan, knock her out the ring, and she has an insane amount of plot armor. She won't go away. I can't do anything about it. I'm reviewing the episode, so I gotta go over it. I don't want to skip over shit. I mean, she's not doing anything to him, at least. He's shit stomping her, like, fairly easily in base, which is, that's the reason why I keep saying, if he just goes Super Saiyan, like, that's GG. Like, that's literally GG. That's it. 50 times power increase. Game over. Bye. You're done, bitch. But somehow, due to plot, Rosie manages to save her, and, you know, Vegeta loses them, and I guess they slip under the radar for now. God damn it, I can't believe I have to see them in future episodes. Whatever. Let's go back to the real shit, right? So, Hit and Jiren are going back to fighting, right? And Jiren does his little technique. I can't remember what it's called. I know it's called like Jump Spike or some shit like in the Dragon Ball Z games, but they haven't given the official title. It's basically when he sends out his the energy of his time skip through his fist and it travels across the ground. So he uses that, and Jiren says, "Bitch, please," and blocks that shit with one hand, easy peasy. But because Hit is Hit, right? A lot of people forget that Hit has pure growth. So that means that as the longer he fights, the better he becomes. Like, that's the reason why he advanced so much against Goku in such a short period of time, because he has over 1,000 years experience as a fighter. So he has pure growth. As long as he keeps fighting people stronger than himself, he can improve. So basically what happened was, he knew that Jiren was a lot higher in power than him. So he was taking hits purposely, kept using type skip, and he was trying to figure out Jiren's time, his patterns, his blocking patterns. And finally, he predicted his blocking pattern and hit him before he could counter his time skip. And essentially what he does is he traps him in his own dimension of time skip, like his time skip dimension. He basically trapped him in that. I guess since there's no real name for this either, we'll call it time prison for now, right? So Jiren is stuck in this time prison because basically Hit is like, no, like, I'm not letting you leave my prison. You're fucked. I'm not letting you leave. Okay, no way. So basically in his prison, like, he's in a different realm right now. He's trapped in a different dimension essentially because that dimension has stopped time essentially, or skipped time, so he can't move or anything. But because he's Jiren and he's absurdly broken, he starts moving. But before we go over that, right, I would like to point out that Hit has gotten, in this one episode, has gotten a lot of character development. I'm starting to like the way this direction that this show is going, because before they never really gave any character development for any characters, but they're slowly starting to add character development. I get it, it's very late for them to be doing this, but here's the way I see it. I would rather that they're trying to make the series better, even if there is some bullshit, right? Don't get me wrong. There's some bullshit in this series, right? There's still, like, even the past couple episodes, I pointed out bullshit that just didn't make any sense. Okay? But regardless, the fact that they're trying. They're trying. I can feel I can feel the pressure. I can feel the intensity, what they're trying to do. They're trying very hard to give these guys some character development, give them some depth, instead of them just being fighting machines that Goku fights when he's bored, right? So finally, the guy who usually doesn't rely on anything finally decides, you guys have your role, talking to the three Saiyans from Universe 6. You guys know what their names is. And he's basically, like, he's actually relying on someone else aside from himself, because you remember, like, when he first came to the tournament arc and U6 versus U7, right? Hit was a chill motherfucker. He didn't give a fuck about anybody except himself. And then after, he fought Goku, he changed a little bit. And then through this tournament, he's also been changing a little bit more and more. Like, he basically saved Kale. And then he's helping out his allies here, trying to give them orders, trying to be a leader. And I mean, I honestly, it's very refreshing to see him take a role like this. And I feel like he should, because not only is he the strongest fighter in Universe 6, but he has way more experience than everybody in Universe 6 combined. So it's definitely something interesting to look at. And after that, right, we go back to the point where, remember, I said that Jiren was trying to keep him frozen in his dimension. Well, Jiren starts moving while stuck in another dimension with skip time. And, oh no, what you're about to see next may shatter perceptions of what Jiren is capable of a little bit. But aside from, like, I already went over this. Like, this is just screenshots so you can see what they were talking about. He decided this is his character development. He decided that help from his allies is essential. Blah blah blah. And Hit decides that he sees that he's not going to be able to hold Jiren back this entire time. Right? There's no way he's holding him for the remainder of the tournament. That's impossible. But he says, okay, look, I have no other choice. Like, I'm going to put all my chips on the table. I'm going to gamble. This is, again, things that Hit usually doesn't do. He's, trying to do anything he possibly can to hold down Jiren or take him down, right? And, oh my god, it's so sad. He comes in with the energy of his time skip. I'm guessing he was going to use it to knock him off the edge. And fucking Jiren, forget One Punch Man. This motherfucker is One Glare Man. First, this dude stopped a spirit bomb by looking at it, and now he is literally stopping aggregate skip time by looking at it. Just by glaring. And then he destroys that energy and frees himself from the prison. Jiren fucking transcends time. You don't. Why? Why, writers? Why are you doing this? Please. Why? Why would you make someone so absurdly OP? Bro, this guy. Oh, so you understand. So you understand. This guy, his mere existence shook a realm with nothingness. A realm of nothingness. No space, no time. He shook that simply by existing. Then he blinks away a spirit bomb. Then he breaks out of a time prison in another dimension, which means that at bare minimum, Jiren is literally 4-dimensional, possibly 5-dimensional. I don't. How is Goku supposed to beat this? I get it. Ultra Instinct is dope. Like, it's dope shit. This is probably something the reason why the angels are so goddamn powerful and why they're able to keep God of Destruction under wrap, because they have access to that. Why they can never lose to their God of Destructions. But I don't understand how you beat someone whose power transcends time. How? And he hasn't even used his full power. Oh, and you know what's even more ridiculous? These motherfucking angels are probably stronger than that. They don't even seem shocked by this shit. Look at Vados' face. She says that shit all nonchalantly. Oh, he has the power that surpasses time itself. Interesting. What the fuck? What? Bro. And then even the Supreme Kai is like, yeah, okay, this is bullshit. This is the writers don't give a fuck. The writers have officially said, fuck power creep. We don't give a shit anymore. We don't give a fuck. All the power-ups. We don't care anymore. This show is so trash now that it is actually transcended trash and become a legend. That is what this show it looks like to me. And you know what? I am not disappointed. I am actually kind of a fan of this type of trash, because when you turn off your brain a little bit, right? I take off my critical lens. I just enjoy the show for how fucking absurd it is. It is absurdly entertaining. It may be kind of bullshit. There might be some things they haven't explained. There might be a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. But you cannot lie. This shit is entertaining. Even in this show, yet again, the music score was on point. It's like the writers were literally writing trash intentionally for like the past 10 to 15 episodes of this arc, just so they could save their best shit for now. I swear, they had to be doing this. They just want to lower your expectation really low, then boom, this shit happens. God damn, man. Then Jiren just straight up bodies hit, man. I was sad. Then he sends him off flying like a goddamn, like a fucking bottle rocket, and fucking he's just done and hits out the tournament. Finally, with Hit gone, Universe 6 is Universe 6. We already know they're done. They're all but fucked. Hit was their only chance of beating Jiren, their universe wise. So the only person that's left up that can beat him, maybe Vegeta can wank something out of his asshole. Who knows? Maybe Goku will get Ultra Instinct again. To be honest, the way the writers are writing, I can't even predict what they're gonna do next at this point. Anything could fucking happen. So this episode is crazy, man. I knew that Jiren was gonna be strong, but I want you to think about how you guys remember Merge Zamasu. Merge Zamasu, after his body got destroyed, basically literally became a four-dimensional being. He started affecting multiple timelines, right? That is how fucking powerful. He was about to corrupt the entire universe. The entire universe. He's gonna corrupt all that shit and make himself the law of the universe. The Beerus thinks that Beerus and Whis have seen that shit. They felt that energy. They think that Jiren is more of a threat than that. That is how powerful Jiren is. That they think Merge Zamasu ain't shit compared to this dude. Nothing. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito would be shit against Jiren. Even with Kaioken times 20. Bodied. It wouldn't matter. He could go Kaioken times 100. Doesn't matter. GG. He's Jiren. That's just how OP he is. It's ridiculous. For some reason, the World of Void goes from being purple to green. I have no idea why. And basically, Jiren, the episode essentially ends. I'm not gonna go over the robots because who gives a fuck? They're irrelevant. But basically, Jiren, they end the episode on Jiren, and he's just like, well, my job is done. I beat the only two people that were a threat. I'm going back to meditating. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time in a long time I have actually been excited and looking forward to the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. Legitimately. Like, not even sarcastically. Like, I am unironically excited to know what happens in the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. Again, if you disagree, please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Again, like I said, this show aggregate is still pretty trash. But the way that this show is going with the character development, the fighting, the technicality, like the fact that they're not fighting like a bunch of rigid assholes and just chucking around key blasts and fucking just transforming and going into rainbow states and shit. Like, this is what the series needed to be like from the start. All they need to do was make it a little bit like this, add some actual background, some story, explain shit a little bit better, and this show would have been perfect. It's so sad that it took them this long to get to something that is even remotely presentable as an anime thus far. That's all I had to say for this episode. For those two, for 110 to 111, combined rating for those episodes, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Like, everything else thus far beforehand was like either most of the time it was like either a 1 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. I think there was like one episode that I thought was like maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. But I think it was when Gohan was fighting that guy who basically created little copies and stuff. I thought that episode was good. But everything else aside from that, I thought that shit was straight trash. These episodes were good. These episodes were good. Again, I never expected that I would even be able to say that these episodes were good. I was again, when I made 109, I was legit disappointed. Like, I was so fucking done with this series. That's the reason why I didn't even want to watch 110. But you guys said, you you guys gave me the thumbs up, so I took that as a make the review on this. So I did, and this is my opinion on it. If you like the video, if you like this content, if you don't mind hearing my cringy voice, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Thanks again for all the support on all these videos, and I will be making another review, obviously, on the next episode. Oh, before I sign off, I may, heavy emphasis on may, make a review on Black Clover. I might. I'm thinking about it. I'll get back to you on that. R's out.